Hello, Aries. Hi. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to do a timeless reading for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. But keep in mind, it's still a general reading, so see which signs, symbols, messages resonate for you in your particular situation and hopefully help to bring you a little bit of clarity to whatever you're wondering, concerned, confused about. It could broaden your perspective and show you something with fresh eyes. It could also narrow your focus and show you something you could be missing. Maybe it was in between the lines. Maybe it was right there all along. But in the end, always trust yourself. That divine inner guidance is inside of you. And try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition so that your decisions are sound and based in love and for the highest, greatest good of everyone. So we're all uplifted in love. Let's begin. Let's see what you guys need to know. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. We're going to start with the crystal angels, get a basic message and a stone for you guys. Let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, Christ consciousness, our higher selves, angels, and energies of love have for the highest and the greatest good of all. Clarity for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Foundational message of wisdom and clarity, please. And thank you. Aries. All right, so far I've only done you and Sagittarius got this as well. So maybe this is like an energy in the fire signs. I also think like this is a really good energy for you. It's being multifaceted, multidimensional. You could be multitasking, but it's having so many beautiful facets of you that are actually coming together. I feel like for you, you're really taking different sides of you and bringing it onto, I don't know why I just saw a beach. So maybe some of you are going on vacation, but I kind of see a beach, but then that makes me think of both the ocean and emotion. Personally, when I think of jumping in the waves of the beach, it just makes me laugh. So maybe laughter is key, but I also see like footprints in the sand. So I don't know, when you leave footprints in the sand, it's like something's there for a moment and then it just kind of like washes away when the wave comes. So this does make me think of the tides of change, the ebb and the flow of something. So it could be that you have to actually like wash the slate clean, steps that you've already taken. Maybe you have to readjust or redo something. With this card, it does mean that there are multi facets within whom or the situation you're actually thinking about too. It's more complicated than something at surface level. So when something's really complicated, when a person's really complicated, it takes time. It takes time for something to unveil, to reveal in the time. I actually thought of that song Unfold. It's like Alina, Baraz, and the Galimatias. I think I always get that name wrong. I actually just thought of that song for you. Multifaceted, there are many layers and dimensions to the situation or the person you are asking about. And there is this fire here. There is a flame in a situation. And I am thinking the same thing. When I did this for Sagittarius, maybe you're connected to a Sagittarius as well, or you have Sag in your chart, but I kind of see this as like neurons in your brain. So like you're firing up, either you're in your head too much and you're overthinking something instead of like coming back to that passionate energy inside of you to pursue something, or you're really like feeling, it could be the opposite for you. You're feeling that passion and desire, that creativity inside of you. And in order to keep that flicker, that flame inside of you burning, you actually have to maybe use your mind a little bit, have a little expansion of possibilities on this subject or person or relationship you're thinking about to make sure it doesn't like flicker away, because I feel like, I don't know, now I see like a little tiny match out on the beach and there's so much wind on the beach. It's just like you know, when I think of the wind, I do think of air. I think of thoughts. I think of air signs. And it's just like, it's like, oh man, you gotta like light it again. Oh man, you gotta light it again. Like that. But when you put the right kind of foundation, now I see like a campfire, that wind can come. But if you fuel the fire the right way, if you think about how to start that fire and to make it so it can continue to run over the night, you know, through time, you can keep something aflame. It's interesting. You have the same card, but I got totally different visions with you. So it's titanium rainbow quartz. So there could also be many different personalities that you're dealing with. Or maybe you feel like you always get like a different personality coming through with that same person. You just kind of like, I'm getting like you don't really know what you're going to get today. So, I mean, people are complicated. And usually the ones who are like uber complicated, but when they feel warm, not the complications that make you feel drained, but the ones that make you like kind of enticed and curious, like they're a little bit of a mystery, they're probably the relationships that are way more fun because there's way more to discover. There's always like new adventures that can happen. So let's continue, Aries. Let's go to the Soul's Journey lesson cards. Clarity for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising on titanium rainbow quartz. Multifaceted, many layers, many dimensions to a situation. Now I just kind of see that, like, I did think of that song. I just see like a big lotus. So that makes me think of something really strong that can grow out of a muddy situation. So maybe something was kind of stuck in the mud, but then this big, beautiful flower just kind of blossoms in the most unusual place. So maybe you feel unusual in a certain place or out of place in a relationship or something really unusual. Maybe not your normal type, style, personality, job, opportunity, something really different. Still feels like it's kind of special. Let's see. I keep hearing unusual. Not so usual. Not so usual. That is a Jason Mraz song. I think that's like really old. Ooh, that one gave me, I don't know why I've heard certain songs that give me the goosies. If you can even see the hairs stand up and they went down it's like down my legs. So when the goosies come for me, that's a little energetic zap that I get in my actual body. That's usually a bigger message. Oh my goodness. I never know when it's going to come. So not so usual. I feel like that's like before Jason Mraz was even maybe on the radio. Old. I'll find that song. I'll put it for you below. Let's get clarity for Aries, please, and thank you. Trust. So you have to have faith. Trust is beautiful. Trust yourself. Trust that you can figure out what's good for you. Trust that you can handle whatever comes along your path as you walk. I'm just getting that you're going to figure something out. Maybe having trust in somebody else too. Sometimes, you know, trust is earned, but it also has to be given. When you actually offer somebody trust, you find that usually they want to follow through because it's really special to give your trust. And if somebody broke your trust, you have to look at somebody's actions. If somebody comes back wanting to change their actions, see if their words match or their actions match the words of what they said they're gonna now do. Because we are all human, you know, we all mess up, we all learn. But what does the message actually say for you guys? I like the purple energy in this. It does look like a big eyeball. Looks like an iris. That makes me think of Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls. This could be really big messages coming through for you through your third eye. The blue actually makes me think of the throat chakra. Or no. Yeah, and speaking. Blue. I don't know why I just heard Blue Bayou. That's a pretty song. And then I heard another song, Don't It Make My Brown Eyes Blue. Huh. You guys are getting some music here. There's also, what are these, seagulls? I did see a beach. Maybe the seagull? Look at that. The shape looks like a seagull, but it's blue. Huh. So maybe something is not usual. Maybe something is actually right in front of your face. You just had to like look a little closer. I think that's the song too. Look a little closer, and see it a different way. See that I feel like you have to look at the pattern on something, Aries. You have to look at something's pattern, your pattern, someone else's pattern. Even if this has to do with a job, I actually see like the pattern in numbers. Like when you see, like, I don't know why I am seeing business right now with you, like sales, or I don't know, like how things go up and down, or patterns of different seasons or something like that. I feel like maybe numbers are important for you, and I'm not sure why, but maybe look at the numbers as a whole. Maybe you're looking at something like as a focus, and you have to kind of see the bigger picture, how it all balances out. I also get I saw something really weird with that. Like if some of you have the type of job where you actually, like maybe you make tips, or it's something where there's sales that flux, maybe not look at the specific sale, like the sales or the earnings of the day, but of the month. See if it balances out in the end, instead of getting so wrapped up in one day, because there's always flux and change in something like that. And if it is a bigger pattern, like seasons, and you're going to be there for another season or another year or something like that, it's maybe adjusting the season where there are highs so that they prepare you for that place you have to stretch something out a little bit. I'm also getting that there is something that you can do here. It's funny, I didn't get like any business with the other reading, hardly at all. But with you, I do feel like there's something you can do, and you can actually get a lot more done and not make it as hard. Like there's a way to work smarter, not harder, even though you guys are hard workers. I don't know, Aries is, what did it, I didn't even look at what this says. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. Trust your intuitiveness. Trust yourself, Aries. You know, don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt yourself. You know what's good for you. You know what's not good for you. You know if you take steps in one direction, doesn't feel right, you have the strength to go a different direction. But I don't know. I mean, it's interesting because I feel like Aries, you guys are so special. You're so special. I can honestly say that I probably learned more in my life from an Aries in many, many different ways than maybe anyone else. I was with an Aries for many, many, many years. And there was this beautiful way that an Aries can even take any situation that feels like it's heavy or dark or wrong or stressful or whatever, and the Aries has a beautiful wide-eyed bright way to readjust and see something, to like be able to just kind of like get up, do it again. Now sometimes an Aries can be big. They can be big, and they get a lot of energy and a lot of like, you know, a lot of fire that happens, but then it usually does like fizzle away. They go and do something and they come back and it's done. They don't really latch on to things so much. Sometimes if something's really important, they do, and that stays a little longer, but usually they're able to just let something go pretty easily, which a lot of other signs cannot do. Sometimes you let things go that you should hold on to a little bit too fast as well. There's both sides of that. But you're usually pretty good about knowing when you need some space. Just not working, like, catch you later. But I do feel like when it is something that's true to them, a good situation that really like does tug on your heartstrings a little bit, whatever that is, that you come back around, and you do come back around totally in a different place, in a different energy. You always have these goals that you're able to attain. They're usually goals within yourself, and the Aries does it. I mean, you guys have power. You guys step in, you step up to bat, you like make it happen. You guys are go-getters. And it's interesting. Sometimes Aries has a lot of like, I don't know, they like have like a sense of, I don't want to say it's competition, but it's like goals, like when they see things out there that really inspire them, that like gets them to like obtain a goal faster. And sometimes that happens with a group of people. And sometimes Aries are actually very like internal, and they don't give a crap what anyone out there is doing. They're so strong on their own. It really doesn't matter. Everyone can do what they want, but they have their own inner goals. Usually there's a person or two that they trust, that they tell those goals to, but usually they're very independent. And as long as they did better, that you did better than you did the last time, then that is a check mark. That is a good step in the right direction. So I'm not sure exactly what I just said with that. You also have a lot of similar colors here. And the purple makes me think of the crown chakra, which is that's like extra messages coming through for you. So you guys are probably getting some really big spiritual downloads on something. It feels really personal. It might be taking you down a totally different journey, on a different path, but I feel like it is directing you to something that is your soul's purpose. It feels purposeful. It feels different. So that could be a really big change, or it could be something small, a small little baby step, but it takes you down a big change into the future. So let's go do something different for you guys. All right, let's do this. This is the confession of a soulmate. So maybe something that you're thinking in your heart. Somebody else might be. Soulmate could be love and romance, but it could also be family, friends. It's somebody that you hold dear, or they hold you dear. Like somebody you're connected to via love and energy. So let's get one card for Aries, please. And thank you. Soon. It's coming. Something's gonna come soon, Aries. You also have my world at the bottom. Let's look at this. Aw, this is really, really nice. It looks like these people are dancing. I just thought of that, the duet song, Dancing with a Stranger. But somebody wants to come back. Somebody wants a reunion. Somebody wants a conversation, clarity, and another chance. If you were wondering, have some patience. I hear there had to be a redirection. And if this is you, maybe you're getting the urge to redirect your attention back to a certain relationship. It could also be a soulmate that you have not met yet, that you are going to meet pretty soon. And it's going to feel like when you meet this person, it's something different. You're just going to think, how do I know this person? How do I feel like I've always known this person? How am I so connected to someone I hardly know anything about? You know, and that would feel like it's like dimensions. Like there's connections that you can't explain at all. So let's see what this says. Aries. It says, our reunion is imminent, and I am doing what I can to be ready for you. I'm working hard on myself to be a better provider for you. I hear your call for me, and I am coming back to you. This is my promise to you. Oh, that gave me the goosies, Aries. If they haven't told you that, this is in their heart, that they want to make a promise. I feel like they want to keep their promises. And then I heard keep their promises now. So maybe somebody didn't keep their promise to you in the past. That soon will reunite again. And she has flowers. And it's something's gonna happen. You're gonna reunite with either somebody that has been a soulmate for lifetimes already. They're coming into your world. Trust the situation. It might not make any sense. It's multifaceted, multidimensional, but is coming into your world for a reason. It's usually to create big changes, to really elevate us faster. Somebody coming into your life just to be support, to be there. And it's interesting with soulmates. Sometimes they come in for a moment. It's not a long pocket of time, but the impact that that person makes on your life impacts you and changes you forever. And sometimes somebody comes in and that pocket is a beautiful long stretch and journey together. Even if it's just like moments where you come together. Sometimes you walk along that path together every day. Let's see what the bottom says here for you guys. It says, my world. Aw, you've got really sweet cards. Everything revolves. Wow, that's big. Somebody might be really making some big changes just for you. Or that's what you're doing. You're working really hard. Really make some big changes because you're really considering somebody else in your world. Or that might be what happens soon for you. Worlds collide and everything changes. Everything revolves around you. I keep you in my mind when I am making, I just thought of Satellite by Dave Matthews. I keep you in my mind when I'm making decisions, and I include you in all my plans, every action, every dream. I love doing life with you. You mean so much to me. Without you, I feel like nothing. I mean, that's a hard message. You want someone to feel whole on their own too, because then it's a solid foundation. You, Aries, can't be the reason somebody else is happy. You can be an inspiration, and you can be healing, and you can have like growth that happens together. It's also if your world is revolved totally around someone else and you forgot how beautiful and strong and multifaceted you are, and those goals that you have or had, and you stop attaining them or doing them or putting energy into you, then there might be space needed so that you attend to yourself a little bit. So that when you and someone else's world come back together, that your growth is creating like it's like a multifaceted world. It's not just one exact thing. You don't want everything to be matchy the same between you and somebody else, and you forgot about your own dreams. So I do feel like, this talks about every dream. So even if it's an individual independent dream, you kind of want to at least be in that energy and have that other person or, relationship or partnership there to be there to celebrate, to talk about your day. And for some of you, you could be coming together where worlds collide in such a way that you really like, I'm getting that you travel the world. I see that beach again. So maybe some of you really, really like to travel. You're going to go on some really cool journeys, see some cool places in the world, go on some fun road trips. I see like a train now. Maybe go on a train, planes, trains, automobiles, walking up the mountains, through the river, in the woods, in the city. I see like different terrain with you. All right, let's go to the tarot. I have, well, I picked this one first. So the sun and moon. Clarity for Aries on soon my world. It's really sweet though. Titanium, rainbow quartz, multifaceted, and trust. I'll show you these cards again. That card is intense. Looks like a nebula. And I thought of nebula, and I look at this, and there's that nebula that looks like, I think it's called the Eye of God. Oh, it's so amazing. Like, I looked at that nebula and just like, maybe I'll find, if I can find a picture of it. I don't know if I can find a picture on YouTube. Maybe I'll find a picture of that or something for you guys. Clarity for Aries. Things you know, for the highest, greatest good of all. Please and thank you. Oh wow, Aries. You have the Four of Wands. So yeah, you might be having something come through that it could turn into a marriage. This is sometimes a wedding. It's a moment. It's completion. I mean, maybe somebody, maybe it's that you're so whole now, what you've gone through or what someone else is working on, that when you come together, these two wholes make just a bigger whole. It does make me think a little bit of the composite chart. So if you know your birth chart and maybe somebody else's birth chart, maybe you see the synastry, the composite chart, it turns the wheels and makes a brand new chart that is the relationship. It's like, is the dynamic of the relationship rather than the individuals. It's pretty interesting, and it's usually pretty on target. You're both on this wheel together, so I do feel like that might be a composite chart, looking at the dynamic of a certain relationship. It could be business relationship or a friendship as well. It could be something with a sibling. You are, what did I say before about something matchy? Like, you are actually wearing the same outfits. It's like beautiful. It's like a little fashion show you and someone else are doing. But it is a masculine and a feminine energy. It doesn't matter of the gender. But it's a balance of masculine and feminine. The Four of Wands is, didn't I see a bonfire with you guys? Look at that. You guys both got a little bonfire in your soul to make your wheels spin, to make something move. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. And this sometimes is going to a wedding. If you get invited to a wedding, maybe go. Or a party. It's sometimes an event. It's dancing under the gazebo. It's that beautiful moment. It's that beautiful moment that makes that memory, that puts that fire in your soul and creates something. It creates something. It's like real, I don't know, it's creativity, but it's like when that energy is there that you want to do something again. You don't want it to end. You don't want that day to end. It was going so well. I feel like this is the party pooper upside down. It's the one that doesn't go to the party or doesn't have fun or doesn't book, you know, something in their schedule to have more of these experiences, doesn't get on board with something, doesn't continue to fuel that fire in their soul. And the best way to handle this is that center of the wheel, to come together, maybe see eye to eye with someone. It looks like you're both putting a little effort in. Keep this wheel spinning. I feel like it's giving you direction. It makes me think of like a big boat, sailboat, yacht, something like that. Giving something another spin. I think this card is so cute. Let's see, what else do I see? I don't know, I just see the bonfire now. Let's see. Clarity on completion, the Four of Wands. It's a moment. So when you're in that moment, Be present. Enjoy yourself, Aries. It looks like somebody's really going to enjoy like their time with you too. And if that time is like really beautiful, try to see if it can happen again. And if it's not with that same person, do something that makes you feel like you're dancing in the gazebo by yourself. Someplace that brings you joy. Try to think of a joyful moment or a joyful thing that you could do that gives you that energy, like whatever this is you're thinking about, Aries, that you wake up that morning and you're like, oh, I get to do this today. And you're like a little kid. That thing for you. It can be anything. If it's not a partnership for you, it's that thing you want to do that puts a fire in your soul. And it's having more of those experiences. It's giving yourself that gift. Clarity for Aries, please. On the 4 of Wands. And the Hermit. All right, so you could be, and let me show you at the bottom, and you have the Chariot. These are really big. So I really like the Hermit because if this is somebody that was taking some time alone, and or you taking some time alone, taking some space, it's really valuable. If this is you needing space, Aries, and you need to be clear that, hey, I need some space, sometimes a little tiny clarity can like dissipate a lot of confusion or hurt that someone else could feel because you're just doing your own thing. But whoever's doing their own thing here is really figuring out, this could also be a Virgo that you're dealing with. And then sometimes I see this Chariot as Cancer, but there are bulls here, so it could be Taurus even. But this one is really finding their own inner light. It's turning on that lantern inside of you, turning on your faith, like full on out there. So you can see the writing on the wall. You can see the truth and reality of the situation. You can have that light inside of you beaming and see every step around you as you walk. It's enlightenment. It's really listening to your inner truth. And it makes you elevate so fast. Sometimes this is a person that guides others. The Hermit's usually very, very wise and knows when to exit a situation. Sometimes there's a lot going on out there, Aries, and you just need to exit, go back to your space, and process information overload, you know, or even sometimes it's not information, sometimes it's passion overload or emotional overload, whatever it is. When that overload comes, it's redirecting it, coming back to center so you can process. It's 9. You do have this walking stick. It does look like it's made of gold. You are having this writing on the wall that's right in front of you. You just had to have that light in the right focus. You know, if you had that tiny little flashlight right here and you could only see that one letter, you can't see this whole thing on the wall. But when that light inside of you gets brighter, you start to see the bigger picture. If this is upside down, it is you or someone else spending way too much time alone, way too much time in that cave, and you got to get back into society. You have to get back into communion with others or one person. You know, you got to get back out there into the world. Because too much alone time eventually is going to get you overwhelmed in your thoughts. And I just always think of like Tom Hanks talking to that ball. You eventually need to bring these ideas and this illumination outside and go on a new journey. There's the Om here, which is peace. And then here, Aries, it's going to be a big victory in the end. It's going to happen soon. You're stepping into this divine energy to be able to handle this Chariot. It's usually horses or Sphinx. You have big bulls here. Also, this is the oh, what is this? It's called the intergalactic but can you see that? I think it's like the intergalactic butterfly. It was like this thing, I think it was a crop circle. I'll see if I can find that for you guys. It's something butterfly. And then the butterfly is complete metamorphosis. It's you learning to drive a really rough situation with ease. You've learned to drive your stick shift now. You've learned to handle different opposite energies, and you are the only one that can make them go the same direction. You did a really good job with something. You've come really far. And sometimes this means you are going on a journey. Sometimes it actually relates to a car or transportation. It's like the Chariot. But where you are being transported to when it's the 7 is a spiritual path. It's a spiritual road. It's your soul's journey to go down this road and be the one that can drive it the right direction. You know, it's the Chariot. And if you have cows here or the bulls here, they got to stop and eat once in a while. You got to rest. So you have to, you know, adjust along your journey so that you're constantly heading towards victory, but you're being back in reality land to the everyday situations you need to attend to. But this does mean something is going to be victorious. If you're being stubborn or someone else is being stubborn, I feel like there's going to be a softening of that energy. You know, there's going to be a meeting of minds, a redirection of passion. I would say up here, it's getting overwhelmed when things aren't going the right direction, not making moves you know you should do, not getting on that chariot at all. When it's sitting there waiting for you and the horn is honking, it's like, come on, your ride is here, get in the driver's seat, it's your turn. You're like, I don't want to get out of bed. But once you get in that driver's seat, you're gonna feel really good. You're gonna see how there's been big changes in your life. You're gonna start to see really big changes in your life, Aries. So let's go to a different tarot and clarify the Chariot. You got really nice cards, Aries. The Chariot and the Hermit and the Four of Wands. Soon, trust, my world, and multifaceted. And I'm gonna go to this beautiful deck of cards. It's called Tarot of the Jazz Age, and I ask if any of you are into old black and white movies and you know what movies any of these cards are from. If you could help me out and put it in the description, that would be amazeballs, because I don't know all of these, and I know some are pretty famous movies. So clarity on Four of Wands, the Hermit, and the Chariot for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Please. Oh, thank you. What do you have? Oh, you have the Queen of Cups. Look at this sassy, beautiful lady. She's got all these feathers in her hair. She's got feathers on her boobs. She has pearls. She's got glitter in her hair. Ooh. So, I mean, Aries, this could be you. I mean, really feeling romantic, really being in your feelings, like really starting to, like, I feel like you are getting yourself looking cute. I don't care if you're what, masculine or feminine, you're getting yourself looking pretty cute. You're like getting dressed up for a date. You're even getting dressed up to see someone, even if you happen to see them in the grocery store. The Queen of Cups is usually a water sign. So it could be somebody you're thinking about, or this is that emotional side of you. She's emotionally stable. She's warm. You want to like kiss her and cuddle her. She's nurturing. She's romantic. She'll read poems. You know, she'll like, I see her like, she'll like, I mean, look at her hair. I want to like pet her. I would be like, look at, can I just like but like, I feel like she's touchy. You know, even the way she's holding this, you know. So I do feel like touch is important with this queen, or you want to touch her, like just not in a weird way, just gentle. Like her energy is so warm and fascinating that it kind of like draws you in. It's usually Aries, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. And you did have 2 Cancer energies here. Usually she's very psychic. She is very much in tune with the higher dimensions, her emotions, but she does read energy really well, this queen. She does have all of these jewels. So let's look at her upside down, because she's a court card. Upside down, she could be an emotional manipulator, like to use other people as pawns, to use their emotions to her advantage, which is not cool, man. Or she could be just over emotional to the point where she's not stable. She's like really like all over the place. But that could be, you know, her going through something too. Going through a situation, because emotions come in waves and they come and go. And if she's over emotional to you and you have a bond with her, it could be just because she's comfortable letting them out with you, or vice versa. You're comfortable letting that out with someone else. Or she could be really distant too, because she's not even acknowledging all the emotions going on inside her. She'd rather ignore it than deal with it, because it's too much. But upright, she's such a beautiful queen. She has such a big heart and such a huge capacity to love. Sometimes, I guess, upside down, it could be that she wants to love too much. She wants to give, and then she doesn't realize how important it is for her to receive that same love and energy back. She deserves to get just as much back as she wants to give out. Let's get clarity on the Queen of Cups for Aries. And then you have the 8 of Cups. So 8 of Cups is leaving one emotional situation. Something that wasn't working anymore. Something that was not building. It was no longer moving. You know? It definitely wasn't the Chariot. So it could be redirecting yourself away from something. Somebody else is doing something away from you. Or somebody could be leaving another situation, or you could be leaving another situation and going towards someone else, maybe towards this queen, because whether she's leaving something behind, gaining her strength of seeing what she deserves, or going towards something new, leaving that thing that you put some time and love and attention into, but it's just not right anymore, is taking you on the path towards the 9 of Cups, which is ultimate happiness and a wish come true. And that is the destiny path you want to go down, or someone else wants to go down. So what is in this card? Because it's a little bit different than the other ones. Let's see. It's also a not forever thing. You know, when the 8 of Cups comes through, you go down a journey away from something that wasn't working, on that self-discovery towards what really makes you happy now. It might not be the same as what made you happy before, but it's going to make you happy to the now, into the future. And discovering that, finding that possibility of that real, like, inner desire of happiness and joy makes you different in every new step of the path, of the way you're now on. And if you go back to something, you've changed. Therefore, whatever dynamic or partnership or relationship or job or situation or place or position you went back to, you are now evolved and different. Therefore, the whole dynamic is changed. This, it just has like the local watering hole. It makes me think of Cheers a little bit. It's interesting. This doesn't give me the same exact energy as other 8 of Cups. Oh, there is an empty table. So it could be that you're leaving a group behind, a job behind, a place behind. Everyone's still kind of doing the same thing here that they do every single day. It's the same people ordering the same things, talking about the same stuff. Except somebody here has left the table. They didn't even want their drink. There's something else that was better. There's a different location that is way more fun. There is maybe somebody they met here and you leave together. Like, you want to get out of here? Hell yeah, let's go. And when it's time to go, it's time to walk out the door on something. This place, still going to be there. Those regulars, still going to be there. The things that, the music, the jukebox, everything's still going to be there tomorrow, the other day. But what has changed in your life that you have moved out of this regular situation that never seems to grow? That you are going towards something that will grow and really bring you victory. Really step into your beautiful personal power to love and let down your walls. Have these experiences that keep your flame not just a little flicker that goes away, a little thrill that's gone, but this flame that you just want to try something again, have a new experience. Because your inner light is turning on in a way that is taking you down a different journey. What's at the bottom? The Knight of Pentacles. Oh, nice. I like this for you guys. Look at this cowboy. Yeah. But he's not on his horse. He's walking his horse. So this is you got some water signs here. Interesting. You got water signs and earth. Because you got the Virgo with the Hermit. And now you have Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus with this Knight of Pentacles. So you have to be willing, Aries, down this journey, or somebody is willing to come to you really solid, really stable, want an experience in everyday world. They're willing to get off their high horse, come back down to earth, be grounded, and attend something and put energy into something and be there every day they can. That they can, because this knight's very realistic. He's also very slow, he or she. And sometimes this knight is kind of annoying. It's so annoying because you don't see it. You don't see them moving all the time, especially if something's happening behind closed doors or in the cave when they're turning their light on and figuring something out. It's not this fast yet. Maybe it will be soon, but there is progress. Even if you don't see it, it is happening. It is going on. And when this knight decides to come forward, when you decide to head towards someone else or a job or a partnership or a creative endeavor or a career, whatever it is, you're going to be there for the long haul. And this is the knight that does get victory in the end. This is the one that gets to the finish line and has enough energy to get back in the race and get to the next finish line and get back in the race and get to the next finish line and keep going. Because this knight plans, he does his due diligence, he puts his hands in the dirt, he makes sure his horse is watered. If he knows that something needs a little extra attention, he knows how to get on that horse and gallop. He's a cowboy. He knows how to do it. But he also knows when to take a break, when something needs rest, so that energy is stable. This is the knight that is still learning. He's learning to manifest abundance in his world by each experience at a time. It's not this huge abundance like with the king yet. There's still something more to learn here. But this knight's willing. It might be the slow and stable approach, but sometimes slow and stable is really, really good, rather than a fast and then burnt out. So Maybe this is you. Maybe this is someone you know, but this is a really nice energy. This is somebody really willing, like really willing to work on themselves, on a relationship, work with you if it's a partnership at a job. Or this is you really like you're putting your foot down. Maybe putting your foot down on something and then putting a foot forward in something else. I hope something that came through here made sense for you guys. Let's go and pull one more clarifying card from, this is a really simple deck. It's the Crystal Angels. Let's just get a clarity message on all of these cards here. The Knight of Pentacles and the Chariot. Got a lot of like cowboy kind of energy. Maybe you have cowboy boots, or somebody wears a cowboy hat or something like that. Country. Soon. The world. And multifaceted titanium rainbow quartz. Completion, coming full circle. Your inner light turning on. And sometimes this Hermit is also a very good spiritual guide to others. You can't guide them forever. Eventually somebody has to turn on their own damn light. But you are like an influence on where they can find their own light switch. And this Eight of Cups. Trust. And this beautiful Queen. She just, look at how she's just, Maybe you notice somebody like by their, like their movement. One more card. Clarity for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising. Please and thank you. Charite. Look at all the purple. Oh, I didn't. Oh, apparently you needed another thing. I thought I was pulling the Angel Answers cards, but apparently you get a bonus. Sometimes when I do that and I don't even know what I pull, that means something else has to. I thought I was pulling these. That means something else needs to come through. So you got another message and you got more purple. And you got this purple heart, which makes me think of being really brave, really like deep spiritual healing. It looks a little like amethyst. It says spiritual protection. You are being watched over and protected physically, emotionally, and energetically. It's a really pretty card. So maybe also carrying this stone. I guess you guys needed a bonus message. Sometimes I do grab stuff and not know what I'm doing. And I feel like that's special. Like it's meant to be for some reason. So now let's go to the, I don't want to not pull this for you. So let's go to the Angel Answers and get one more card for Aries. Clarity. So maybe that was kind of a, sometimes you get like a no or a block or a redirect or something like that, because it is divine protection to either have something come in the right timing or have something else come through instead that is actually better to move you away from a certain thing, and or have something need to be divinely orchestrated or healing or growth happen before it's going to really give you that solid foundation where you can have that victory. One card for Aries, please and thank you. You have unlikely. Interesting that this is coming through. And look at how you have this ball of energy above you. And you have this, like you're just light. You're not even wings. You just are beaming light. And when unlikely comes through, it means that something is going to be brought into your life that is not what you expect. It's not going to be what you think. It's going to be something you don't expect. It's going to be something that's really unusual. So if you have these big expectations that something has to be a certain way, it's unlikely that it's going to occur the way that you thought. It is likely when you have this spiritual protection. And where is this? Your inner voice calling you and victory, that it is going to be better than you thought. I just heard better than your wildest dreams. So don't put a lid on that box that has to be a certain way or a certain person or a certain destination. Have fun along the journey. Expect something unexpected. And you got in the near future. Look at you, Aries. And soon. But time is weird. You know, time is weird here. Sometimes it goes in the blink of an eye, and sometimes it just stretches out for is. And I'm like, when is it going to happen? So just in the meantime, do you. Make steps to the things that bring you joy. Make a plan. Redirect. Something is coming through that you're going to feel. You know, maybe it's something you really didn't expect. Like, that was so unlikely that it would ever happen to you, or you'd be at that place at the right time, or you meet that person just then, or that job would open up just now, or that it would feel so good down this new weird path once you left something behind. But whatever you're doing, you do have help, and it does look like a partnership. Do they have a trumpet? There's a trumpet here. I feel like you're going to hear the call. I also want to say it doesn't look like glitter. It looks like golden coins here. So they just make me think of something really valuable. So someone is going to come through that really values you, who you are, your time, your love, your attention. You're going to value the same in someone else, and or it is an opportunity, a job, something that's going to come through, and they're going to recognize how special you are, how golden you are as an opportunity for them to have and feel like it is a blessing. So, all right, Aries, I hope whatever I said here, whatever came through was helpful for you guys. I love you so much. I do feel so blessed to be here with you. I hope you have a beautiful day. I love you, and I'll see you soon.